Welcome to Meet Your Judicial Candidates, the League of Women Voters interviews with candidates for the judge of the Los Angeles County Superior Court. I am Margot Reig, Voter Service Vice President for the League of Women Voters of Los Angeles County. LA County has 428 judicial seats, each with a 6-year term. 1/3 of these judges are up for confirmation every 2 years. If a judge dies, retires, or decides not to run, then this vacated seat is filled by the governor or is filled by election at the primary in the spring. You may find more information about judicial candidates by going to the League's website, Smart Voter, www.smartvoter.org. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the moderator for our program. Mr. Tom Carson is an active member of the Glendale Burbank League and an experienced speaker on community issues.
I'm speaking with C. Edward Mack, candidate for office number 94 on the Superior Court. All registered voters in Los Angeles County are eligible to vote for this office, so they're all very interested to hear from you. What criteria should Los Angeles County voters use to evaluate candidates for the Superior Court?
I think that they should look at the candidate's experience and their judicial temperament and the people who are endorsing them.
Do you believe that all citizens have adequate access to legal help and to the legal system itself? And if not, what changes might you propose?
Well, I don't think that everybody does, because a lot of times, not really a lot of times, and all the times, you have to have money to have access to the courts. We do have some things in place, such as my office, the Public Defender's Office, that handles criminal cases for indigent defendants. However, for someone who's got a civil matter, we have legal aid, and I'm not exactly sure if that organization covers as thoroughly as our office does for crimes. I would say, though, that the State Bar has recently made a decision to post disciplinary status of lawyers on the internet, and I think that's good for protection of the public. But the one other thing that I would really encourage them to do is to list all the lawyers, but list them by category, so that a person who wants to hire a lawyer can go to the internet, look under the category of the lawyer they need, and then pick one.
Could you describe a situation where you took a controversial position that may have angered or offended people, and how did you handle it?
Well, I'm a child of the civil rights movement, and I was born in the year of Brown versus Board of Education. And that notwithstanding, my high school wasn't integrated until I was a senior. And Florida State University, which is a predominantly white university, is where I went to school. Right across town in Tallahassee, our state capital, is Florida A&M University, which is predominantly black. And most of my classmates went to school there, and they all asked me, well, why are you going over there? Why aren't you coming over here with us? And I would just tell them, a lot of our people died for us to have this opportunity. Somebody's got to go.
What is your vision for the future of our judicial system, and what changes might you suggest to improve it?
I would like to see the court involved more in prevention, more so than punishment. I mean, not to say that it shouldn't punish, of course it should, but when we look at where we are right now in regards to punishment, our state is in threats of being sued by the federal government because our prisons are overpopulated and overcrowded. And I think it's like the governor needs something like $10 billion to bring them up to code. So warehousing people in prisons is bad politically, because it's causing us to have friction with the federal government. But not to say that violent prisoners shouldn't be incarcerated, they should. But a lot of people who go to prison are drug offenders. Proposition 36 has addressed some of that. But I would like to see the court be a little bit more involved in prevention, catching kids when they're younger, veering them around the court system, so that they don't become criminals into that system.
What characteristics make you a well-qualified candidate for the Superior Court?
I think it's my judicial temperament and my patience. I'm a very stern person, but, and so when someone comes before me, I'm going to be patient, I'm going to listen, I'm going to treat everybody with respect. I will review, come up with a decision. A lot of these cases have probationary periods behind them, speaking as far as criminal and juvenile are concerned. And during that time period, some people make mistakes. You want to give them a chance to correct that. But then other people have just made up their mind that they're going to do things wrong, and that's just that. Those people need to be punished, And so I think that the characteristics of my personality are unique to deal with those things. In regards to that judicial temperament that I was talking about, I think that a judge who sits and gives both sides an opportunity to really be heard, is going to be respected, and people really, really want and need that. Because a lot of times people go to court and they're rushed in, they're rushed out, they feel like they haven't been heard, and they're upset. And a lot of times it might not really, the result might not matter as much if a person really believes they've had their day in court, and I believe that my temperament allows me to reach out to people, make them feel comfortable, and let them feel like they've actually had a fair hearing. Besides actually giving them a fair hearing, it's important that they feel that way as well. So I really enjoyed talking with you. And I just would like to remind everybody to vote for C. Edward Mack on November 4th.